Hi everyone, in yesterday's video I showed you step by step how to create a landing page for a product. So in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make it easy for people to buy that product when they come onto your website, and I'll also be adding some elements to this landing page that we built yesterday, things like testimonials and so on, to make this a fully featured product page. So the tools that I'll be using today are Divi and Cartflows, and if you sell anything online, be it products or services, you definitely need to take a look at Cartflows because it allows you to create funnels, upsells, downsells, and so on. So I really recommend this product. If you want to buy any of these products, the links to that are in the description below, and I will also give you some bonuses. I'll give you access to my Divi Blueprint 3 course, which teaches you how to design websites using Divi, and I'll also give you a course that teaches you how to use Cartflows. So let's start by adding a testimonial section, and then I'll show you how to make this product easy to buy. Now, before I continue, I'd like to say I've also gone ahead and taken some photos of the upsell product that we'll be using. In fact, before I talk about the upsell, I'm going to share a technique that is very powerful that will guarantee to make you even more money when you sell products online, and this is to add an upsell to your products. So the upsell in this case is going to be a pair of headphones. Now I've gone ahead and I've taken pictures of that using my iPhone, but of course if you have a DSLR camera, you can use that as well to take the pictures of your extra product. So let's dive in now and let me show you how to create this. Right, so here I'm on my landing page. I'm just going to go into Enable Visual Builder, and also before I go into this, if you'd like to use this layout, of course, these are my images that I took using my cameras. You're absolutely free to use this. I'm going to share the actual landing page in the video description below, so you can just go in and install it on your computers or on your website. All right, so now that I'm here, the next thing I'm going to do now is to add a brand new section. So I'm going to click here on this plus button, and then I'm just going to click here on a regular. So here we're going to have 3 columns. But of course you can add as many testimonials that you want. And then I'm just going to search for my testimonial module. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend quite a lot of time working on this particular one, and then I'm going to duplicate it and apply it to the other columns. All right, so I'm going to start here with the author's name. So I'm just going to call this Mac. I'm not going to worry about the job title and the company. And the description here can be as long as you want it to be. So I'm just going to cut it down a little bit here because we just have a bit too much. Okay, now the next stage is to disable this little icon here. So I'm going to come over here to Elements, and where it says Show Quote Icon, I'm going to say no, and now you can see it's gone. That's great. Now I also don't really want a background on this, so I'm going to come over here and just say Use Background Color, set this to no. So all I have now is text. All right, so let me come over here to design and make a few changes as well. So I'm going to come over here to my text, and I'm just going to center everything because it looks much better that way. Right, so now that this is all centered, my font here is okay, but if you want to change the font, all you have to do is to come over here to body text, and then you can go in and change it right here. Or you can just click here on this brush tool, and this will take you directly to your settings here. Now the size is a bit too big. I'm just going to make this slightly smaller. Maybe bring it down to, let's say, 16. Pretty much happy with 16 here. Now, the next stage now is to add an image here. So I'm going to click here on this icon. And then, in fact, we need to go to the Content tab. And then you click here on the image. And this is where you want to add your image. So I'm just going to scroll down here. Okay, I'm going to go with this one here. Upload an image. But of course, that's not me. But this is how you add an image in there. All right, so now that I've added my image here, we may also want to just make a few adjustments. So that is coming over here to design. Then I'm just going to go all the way down here to sizing. No, in fact, the spacing. And just give this a padding of, let's say, 10 pixels around. Okay, so now that we have 10 pixels around, I'm going to save this. And what we can do now is to duplicate this, twice so that we can add it to the columns right there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then drag this into position. Now, this technique here is very, very cool because it allows you to work really, really fast. All right, so now I'm going to go into the second one, and I'm going to also change the image by coming over here, and I'm going to choose the image that goes with this. I'm going to go with this lady here. Let's give her a name. So I'm going to scroll up to the top on text, and okay, this could be Jane Jones. Okay, let's go with that. I'm going to save that, and then over here as well, I'm going to do the same, and I'm going to change the name first, and this could be Amanda Stevens. I'm just making up these names. Right, so let's choose the image here. Again, I'm going to click on this little icon and choose a different picture, upload an image. All right, so now that we have our images and we have our names in place, we can go ahead now and save. All right, so what we're going to do now here with the background is to add another background to go with our design here. So I'm going to click here on section settings, background. So I'm going to play around with different colors here and see what would work with our landing page here. So I'm going to go with something different. I'm going to go with this color here, but it means I have to go back in and change my text so that it really stands out. I'm also going to save this, and then I'm going to go back over here. So I'm going to show you a quick technique where you just apply your changes once, and then you can just apply them, throughout the whole design. All right, so I'm going to come over here to design, text, change it from dark to light. Okay, so that looks much better now. All right, so to apply the same color here, I'm just going to click on these three little dots, and then I'm going to select copy text color. I'm going to save that. And then you want to come over here and paste text color, right click, paste text color. All right, so you saw how quickly that was. It's really, really cool. Now looking at this, I'm just thinking to myself, we may want to have some sort of a gradient here to just make things look much better. So I'm going to come back over here to my section, and this time I'm going to come over here to my gradient, click the plus button, and I'm going to choose my first color. So this is going to be my first color. And now I'm going to add my second color. Okay, so that's going to be my second color, and I think that looks much better already. And then I can just play around with my direction here. Okay, so let's go with maybe 132 degrees. Okay, and if you want, you can always play around with the colors here and just change. If you want to go with a slightly darker color, you can go ahead like that and choose a darker color. But of course, this is where you can get to, play around with these settings. All right, so I'm going to go with that and then save. So now we have our testimonials. The next stage now is to add this plus button here and add another section. And this time we're going to have some text in here. So the text is just going to be the title for this section. So I'm just going to call this testimonials. All right, so let's customize this text by coming over here to design. So first things first, we are going to center this, and then we are going to increase the size. So I'm going to bring it up here to about, let's say 25. I'm going to add some letter spacing. And we're also going to change the color. So let's see what works here. So I'm going to go with white. All right, so that looks really cool. So I'm also going to come over here on my text size and set this to bold. And then we're going to save. And then finally, I'm just going to drag this to the top like that. So now this clearly says testimonials. And then over here, I'm just going to add some padding just to give this some breathing space. I usually go with 100 here. And this needs to be applied both to the top and the bottom. So now we have our testimonial section. Right, so what you may also want to do here is to copy this row. I'm just going to hit Command C, and then I'm going to come up here to the top and hit Command V, and here it is. I'm just going to drag this to the top here so we can also give this section a title. So I'm going to click here on my module settings, click on design, text, and then we are going to change the color here. So I'm going to go with this color for my section. And what I may want to do as well is to add a bit of breathing space below it. So I'm just going to come over here and then just drag and just give this some margin. Okay, pretty cool. So now we have testimonials. Of course, this is not the testimonial, so we need to go in and change this as well. So I'm going to go back in and change this to main features. All right, I'm going to save this. So we got our main features here. We got our product with a brief description. And then over here, we have a call to action. So pretty much, I think our design here is looking pretty cool. And as I'm looking at this, I'm just going to increase my padding a little bit here as well. Bring it up to about, let's say, 100. Like what we did before here on this section. Now you may notice that things haven't really changed here. Now that is because we gave this section a specific height. So let's go ahead and fix that. So I'm going to come back over here, go to design sizing. So you can see here it's set to 556. We can just increase it here by going to about maybe 620. So now we're showing more of this product. Let's save this. And that's looking really, really nice. So what you need to do next now is to save this layout, and then I'm going to show you how to use this with Cartflows. So I'm going to come over here now to these three little dots, click on this arrow here to save to library. So we can give this a name. So we're going to say mixer layout. Save to library. Now there's also another way that you can actually save this design that you've just done. What you could do here is to come to these two arrows, the one pointing up and down, click on that. Now this is your portability. So you can actually export this layout. So I'm going to go ahead now and export this. And we're also going to give this a name. So let's call this mixer. I'll just put EXP for export. All right, so now we can actually export this layout, and this is where if you want to use the exact same layout as I'm using here, I'll leave a link so you can download it and add it onto your website. So I'm going to click here on Export Divi Builder Layout. Now this layout is going to be downloaded onto your computer, as you can see on the bottom left here. And then we're going to close this, save the page. It's time to create our product. So let's go ahead now and go into our dashboard. So what you want to do is to install WooCommerce. So I've already got ahead now and installed it, but if you want to install it, it's very easy. You want to come over here to plugins, click on add new. And then over here, you want to search for WooCommerce. And by the way, WooCommerce is free. So here it is. So in my case here, it says active. So in your case, if you haven't installed this will say install, and then you want to go and click on install and then activate. So once you've done that, there's a few steps you just need to follow. Once you've just gone through those steps to set it up, it's very straightforward. It's just the next. You will have this now installed on your computer, and then you have this entry which says WooCommerce. Now below here is your products. Now this is where you want to add the products. So I'm going to come over here to products. And I'm going to add my mixer. So to add a product, you just click on add new. So I'm going to call this road mixer. And then here, this is very, very important. You want to add your price. So the price for this, let's say, is £599. And now this, it's not a sale price. I'll just leave that as it is. So pretty much that's all you need to do. You don't need to worry about the product description here. And then you want to go ahead now and publish. Now, remember, I mentioned upsells when we spoke earlier on. Now, this is where you want to add your upsell product. So I'm going to go ahead now and add another one. So this time, this is going to be a pair of headphones. So I'm just going to say Sony headphones. It's going to give this a price. So this is going to be 99. And then over here, I'm going to hit publish. So I've just added two products, the mixer and the headphones. So now let me show you how you can really build your funnels and make this a real life example of how you can sell products online. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to install Cartflows. So let me just show you where Cartflows is. So here is my dashboard. So what you want to do is to download Cartflows. It's a bit expensive, but of course, this is a product that is well made, and if you really want to make money online and sell products or services, Cartflows is a must, and you will see how easy it is to use. So I'm going to come over here to downloads, Now this is because I've already bought it. So I'm gonna come over here to downloads and download it. So here it is, Cartflows Pro, and download that. Okay, so it's being downloaded now onto my computer, and you also need this Cartflows here. So I'm gonna go ahead and download it as well. Okay, so now that I have the two, the next stage is to copy your API keys. So I'm just gonna copy it here. Then we don't need this page anymore. I'm just gonna close that. And then over here now, we need to add our plugins. So I'm gonna start by clicking here on add new. So we're gonna add our first one. I'm gonna click upload the plugin, choose file, and this is gonna be in my downloads. And then I'm gonna start with Cartflows. Click install now, activate plugin. Okay, so this comes with a setup wizard. To be honest, I don't need that, so I'm just gonna click on skip setup. Next, I'm gonna add Cartflows Pro. So I'm gonna click here on add new, upload the plugin, choose file, and then I'm gonna download Pro, install it, activate plugin. So straight away, you can see here it says you need a license key. So I'm gonna click here on, click here and activate the license key. Okay, so this has been successfully activated. Now there's a few things that you need to do before you get started, and this is to come over here to the settings. So over here, you want to make sure that you choose the page builder that you are using. So I'm using Divi, so I'm gonna choose Divi here. Okay, there we go. So it's saved now. So pretty much that's all you need to do here. The next step now is to create our landing page for our product in Cartflows. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna come over here to Cartflows, click on flows. And as you can see, we don't have anything here. So I'm gonna click on add new. So I'm gonna come now and just click on import. It doesn't matter which templates you use over here because we're going to override everything anyways. All right, so this is importing all the steps that I need for my steps so people can buy my product. So the title here is just gonna be Mixer. So I'm just gonna save this, make sure that I have all my steps. Now, one other thing that you may also want to do is to make sure that you enable test mode, because you don't want your product to go live before you've actually added everything. So what we're gonna do now is we are going to start with the landing page. So these are the three steps: the landing page, the checkout page, and the thank you page. So this is how people now will be able to come and buy your product, go to the checkout page, and then go to the thank you page. So I'm gonna start here with the landing page. So I'm gonna click here on edit. So the really cool thing here about designing this using Divi is I can actually design this page while I'm here in this editor. I don't have to leave this. So if I click here on this desktop view, you'll notice that it now shows me everything pixel by pixel. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to import the layout that we created in our first step. So I'm going to come over here, click on these two arrows here like that. And this time we need to import. So I'm going to click here on import. I'm going to choose my file. And my file is in my downloads folder, and this is the Mixer layout exp, if you recall. Double click on that, and then I'm going to click on replace existing content. Now that's very important. You want to replace it, and then click on import Divi Builder layout. In a moment, you'll notice that our layout now has been imported, and this looks really, really cool. So everything is here, everything is ready to go. All right, so what I'm going to do now is for our mixer here, let's change this button and call this buy now. So I'm going to click here on this gear icon to go into my settings, and then I'm just going to say buy now on our button. And let's save that. Now I may also want to add the price, but of course it's up to you. But to add the price, you can just add a new module here and then just add the price and then the buy now. All right, so now that I've added that, I'm just going to save this by coming over here to the top, clicking on save. So we have our layout. That's looking great. The next part that we need to work on is the actual step for the button. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scroll down here. And do you see this link here which says next step link? I'm going to highlight this and copy it. And I'm going to show you why this is very important. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this page in a new tab like this. So now this is our landing page. In fact, we've got this white space on the top here. I'm going to show you how to fix that. But the most important thing here is the buy now button is there now. We've just updated it. And this is our landing page. Now, the problem is when we click on this, it doesn't go anywhere. So we want this to go to the checkout page. Okay, so this is why it's important that you copy this next step URL. So I'm going to copy it again one more time. And then I'm going to come over here to my button. I prefer designing everything here in my desktop view. All right, so I'm going to come back over here to my button, click on this gear icon. And on the link, this is where we're going to paste our link. Okay, so this is going to take us to our checkout page. I'm going to save this for now. And let's address the issue that we have here on our section. So I'm going to click on build on front end, and I can just visually see it and then just get rid of that white space. I'm sure it's a bug that Cartflows need to fix. All right, so now that I'm here, I'm just going to click here on my section, and then I'm going to come to spacing, and I'm just going to drag this up. In fact, this needs to be 80. Okay, so it needs to be minus 80. I'm going to save this, and I'm pretty happy with my page. Save this one more time. Right, so now when I refresh this page and click buy now, it's going to take me to my checkout page. But as you can see, this checkout page is not complete. So we need to go in and add our products to our checkout. All right, so I'm going to come over here, back to Cartflows. So I'm going to come over here to flows, click on this mixer. Now we need to click here on edit and start adding all our products. So here, our main product is the actual mixer. So I have to search for it because we've already created it in the first step. So I'm going to go here, search for mixer, and here it is. Now here we have an order bump, and we also have a checkout offer. So this is where now you can get to do your upsell. So if I come over here on checkout offer, enable checkout offer, and then I'm going to choose my product, and my product here is going to be my headphones. So it's going to be Sony headphones. Now, these products are showing here because we created them in WooCommerce in the initial steps. So here you can go and customize this. We have a special offer, one-time offer for you. So product title, I'm just going to call this Sony headphones. Okay, so that's my product title. And then yes, add to my order. Okay, that's looking great. Right, so I'm going to click here on update. So I'm just going to do a quick preview of my checkout page and see if my products are now showing. Okay, so I can see here my mixer is there. That's looking great. If you have a coupon code, you can add it here, and so on and so forth. So what we're going to do now, as you can see, this page here has a lot of fields. You may not want all these fields here, but because this product here is a product that needs to be shipped, it's great to have all these areas where you can add the address, the town, the city, and so on and so forth. So what I'm going to do now is to further customize this page and make it look like it's a part of our websites, because as you can see, this is our main landing page. So our checkout page here needs to pretty much resemble what we have here on our design. So let's go ahead and work on this. So I'm going to enable the visual builder. So now I can go into my Divi builder and make some changes. So I'm going to go ahead and delete pretty much all this. I don't need all that. So I'm going to start now by adding my section by clicking here on this plus button. It's going to be a regular section, and I'm going to have two columns. So in the first column here, I'm going to have an image. Then I'm going to choose my mixer. So the image I'm going to go with is, let me have a look. I'm going to go with this image right here. Upload an image, save that. Okay, now I'm going to drag this section above, because all my checkout details can be here on the bottom. Next, I'm going to come over here to my section settings and give this a background. So I'm going to go with a really dark background because this matches what we have on our landing page. And in fact, I may want to go all the way, make this black. Did we use black here? Yeah, pretty much. So I have my image here. I'm going to save that. And then over here, I'm just going to add a testimonial. And this just emphasizes that this product is great, and here's why you may want to buy it. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to add the author's name. So this is going to be Jack Jones. We're going to remove the background, and we're also going to add an image. Okay, so we're going to go with that. Come over here to elements and remove the quote. Okay, now let's go to design. Now the image width, if you want to play around with that, you can go ahead and set it as well. Now I'm not going to add any borders here, but my text needs to be changed. So I'm just going to come over here, change my text color. Now it's much easier to read. And then over here on the font, I'm going to change this from default to Monsterrat. Change the size. This time I'm going to go with 14. So that's looking okay. Let's save that. Now above here, I'm just going to give this this section here a title. So I'm going to click on this plus button, add a single column, and we are going to add a text module here. And let's just give this a title of checkout. Right. So come over here to design, text, make sure it's all centered, all caps, and let's make it nice and big. Drag this. And we're also going to give this some letter spacing, and we're going to change this from regular to bold. All right, and the color as well. Okay, so I'm going to save this and then just drag this to the top. Now I'm also going to add another module here, and the module is going to be a divider. I'm going to select it, and I'm also going to change the color of this divider here. Keep everything consistent, but this time I'm going to go in and just add some transparency to this line. So I'm pretty much happy with that. And then I'm going to save. All right, so that's our checkout page. We have the item here, and we also have this testimonial. Now, what you may also want to do here, instead of having just the product picture, you can actually have a video which shows how, or maybe which gives a brief description of what it does or the benefits of the actual product. And to edit a video, it's very straightforward. I'm just going to delete this and show you how to add the video. So I'm going to add a video module here. So here you can see my video has been pulled in. That's looking great. The only thing that you may want to do is to come over here to overlay and add your image overlay. So this is where you add the actual image. Let's click upload an image. And now, as you can see, our video has an overlay image. Okay, now let's customize this a little bit by coming over here to design. So the icon here can also be customized. And then I'm going to come over here to play icon. And the color is fine. I think I'll leave it as it is. But we want to customize the size. So I'm going to drag this down until I get to about, let's say 58, because this was a bit too big. Okay, so I'm pretty much happy with that. I'm going to save this. So this is our checkout page. As you can see, it's nice, it's simple, it's very clean. So all I have to do now is to customize this part here. So I'm going to save this page and let's exit the Visual Builder and let's take a look at what this page looks like. So as you can see here, this is looking much better. This is now a cleaner checkout page. And the beauty of this is we can go in and make all these customizations in the Divi Builder. So we're not done yet because we need to also customize this bottom part. So what we can do here is, first of all, we want to come over here to our product. So first of all, we're going to come to our checkout fields. So here, we're going to enable this option to edit these custom fields. So this is where we get to choose what needs to be shown and what needs to be disabled. So as you can see here, we have name, company name, country, and so on. So I can actually disable what I don't need. So over here for company name, I'm going to disable that. Country, yeah, I'll leave that. Apartment, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to get rid of that. State, zip. Okay, I'll leave that as it is. And I don't need to collect the phone number as well. And then over here on the shipping address, I'm going to get rid of the company name and the zip. Okay, so that's looking great. I'm going to click update. All right, so now that we have our checkout page all set up, let's see if this works now. So if I come to this page and click on buy now, this now takes us to the checkout page. And as you can see here, we have all our billing details. You can add your first name, last name, and so on. And here I've only set up PayPal. But of course, if you fill everything in here and click proceed, you will see that the headphones that we had added earlier on. In fact, let's try this and see if it goes. But of course, this is not a real PayPal account, so I'm not sure if this is going to work. So now that I've added all my information here, I'm going to click on proceed to PayPal. Oh, and there we go. So this is now our special offer. And look, it takes out my name because we filled it in the previous step. So it says, wait, your order is almost complete, blah, 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 headphones, 99. And then if you click here on yes, add to my order, this now gets added to your order. And this is where now you can actually make quite a lot of money with this extra step. It's very, very powerful. And in my opinion, this will pretty much change or add more money to your online shop. So as you can see here, this is the best way to set up your shop or the buying process of any product you want to put up there online. So having a WooCommerce site, yes, it's good, but this actually specifically sets it up for a single product or upsell. And this also works with services. So let's say you're a doctor or you're a consultant or you're a fitness coach. This is how you would set it up. I will be having more examples of how you can set up your products and services in the future. But for now, as you can see, this is quite straightforward. But you know what? I don't want to leave this page looking the way it is. I really want to go in and add the image of the headphones here. Is to come over here to WooCommerce, to products. Click on all products. Let's leave this page. And we want to come over here to our Sony headphones, click on edit, and over here on product image, this is where we want to add our headphones, the headphone image. So to add my image, I'm going to click here on upload files, select files, and here are my headphones, and I'm going to set my product and then save this. So now if I refresh this, hopefully my product will be showing. So let's do this one more time. I'm going to refresh this landing page. And then I'm going to click here on buy now. I'm going to pretend that everything is all filled in. And then proceed to PayPal. And notice now we have the image of our headphones. And this is where you can add some text which says, well, this is a special offer. The original price was £200. Now it's $99. So if you want to add it to your order, you can just click here on yes, add to my order. And then that gets updated over here. And this will take you to PayPal and take the money from your account. But of course, here, this is not a real PayPal email address, so it won't go through to PayPal. But this is how you set up all your pages. As you can see, this looks very, very professional, and this is highly recommended. Now, if you're a freelance designer, this is what you can offer all your clients, that you can create these highly customizable checkout pages using Cartflows. All right, guys, that's all I have for you in today's video. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. By doing so, you'll be notified every time I release new tutorials. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.